everybody, welcome to my channel. Like to this video, subscribe to my channel, and just enjoy watching. Let's start.
A blond boy shuffles by his bed and slowly opened his blue-colored eyes. He groaned as he stood up and stretched. "Good morning, Kurama," he thought. "Good morning, K," said Kurama with a yawn and a swish of one of his 9 tails. The boy's name is Uzumaki Naruto, the jailer of Kyubi, the nine-tailed fox, also known by Naruto as Kurama. Walking up to the mirror in his two-room apartment, Naruto. Only a few more days left, thought Naruto as he looked at his calendar. More specifically at the circle which marked the 10th of October. Only 4 more days left for my birthday, Naruto as he got dressed in his usual orange jumpsuit. I better hurry or else I will be late, he thought. He glanced at the clock. I showed 8:45 a.m. Relax, kid, he heard Kurama say in his head. You don't have to meet your teammates and sensei until 9:15. That's true, but I don't want to take any chances. Plus, if I am late, Sakura-chan will have my head for it. Also, ninja should always be punctual, he said to Kurama. That's right. Naruto is a Konohagakure ninja, a genin to be exact. Due to Orochimaru's invasion of Konoha during the Chunin exam and the killing of the third Hokage, Hiruzen, he wasn't able to become one. The reason he is in a hurry is because today, as usual, he has to go and meet his team and sensei at the bridge. His team is weird one. His sensei Hatake Kakashi, the cop ninja, with a Sharingan he obtained from only God knows where, I do as well, is always late. His teammates are also unique. Uchiha Sasuke, Naruto's best friend, rival and brother in everything but blood, is one of the few living Uchiha after his own elder brother, Uchiha Itachi, massacred his entire clan. Haruno Sakura, one of Sasuke's fan gi. The long-time crush of Naruto. Naruto finished the instant ramen he had cooked and looked at the clock again. It was 9 a.m. now. Damn, I am going to be late, yelled Naruto to no one. He quickly took training gear, locked the door and ran. After some time, Kurama suddenly yelled, "Hey kid, watch out." Suddenly, out of the blue, a kunai struck him in his right leg and he fell down due to his surprise at the unexpected attack. He looked up and what he saw made his blood and body tremble with fear. In front of him was a mob, a very angry mob, one which was thirsty for revenge. And suspecting from the accuracy the kunai was shot in that air, along with civilians, Chunin and Junin as well. That was when Naruto started having flashbacks of him running from mobs which chased him on each and every one of his birthdays. Kind run, yelled Kurama, and that exactly what Naruto did. However, he could not get far when suddenly 2 kunais pierced him in his right thigh and left arm respectively. He fell down due to the force they him with. It was only a few seconds before the mob reached the fallen boy. No, thought Naruto in fear. He started having flashbacks again. Only this time they were about how every time after Naruto was beaten up and tortured, a silver, black, a long purple or a short purple-haired Anbu would find him and along with the third Hokage take him to the hospital. How every time civilians and shinobi would gather around the hospital yelling about why the old man was protecting the demon, or how the monster brainwashed the hawk. And each and every time the old man would get the mob men executed and would yell at the people for being too blind to see the truth. Naruto was snapped back to the R. When one of the mob members yelled, "Let's show the demon his place." The mob yelled a chorused yes, and then began to attack Naruto. At the bridge. This is odd, thought Sakura. Sasuke-kun is here as normal while Kakashi-sensei isn't. But what isn't normal is that Naruto isn't here. Usually, at this time he is already arguing with Sasuke-kun. Maybe I should ask Sasuke-kun if he has seen Naruto. Thinking this, she went up to the Uchiha prodigy and said a polite, "Good morning." Sasuke's only reply was a, "Hn. Have you seen Naruto by any chance?" asked Sakura. "No, I haven't. Usually Naruto is as punctual as a clock." "Well, we can just ask the Dobi once he gets here," said Sass. With a stoic expression and a monotone voice, but deep down he was afraid something bad had happened to his brother, best friend, rival. Suddenly a crowd appeared celebrating and rejoicing. Well, that was strange, thought the two genin. 1 hour later, Naruto isn't here yet and Kakashi-sensei hasn't arrived, thought a now worried Sakura. I hope the Dobi didn't get hurt, thought an equally worried Sasuke. Suddenly in a poof of smoke Kakashi appeared. Hello everyone, said Kakashi. You're late, yelled Sakura. Ah, yes, I just got lost on. Liar, interrupted Sakura. Kakas sighed and looked around. That was when he noticed. Wait, where is Naruto? Asked Kakashi. Don't know, said Sasuke. Plus, about an hour ago a group of people passed from here appearing very happy about something. Quote. No, said Sakura suddenly. I think I heard some of them saying something about putting the fox in his place or something. Hearing this, Kakashi suddenly looked like having a full-blown panic attack. Oh no. No. Okami, please have mercy, thought a now thoroughly panicked Kakashi. Quick Sakura, which way did they come from? Asked Kakashi. That way, said Sakura pointing toward the direction the people had come from. And as soon as that Kakashi ran towards the direction she pointed 36 towards. Sasuke and Sakura followed quickly. Sensei, what's wrong? Asked a now thoroughly alarmed Sasuke. Kakashi said nothing and continued running. They were nearing the road which they always saw Naruto take when he was heading home or coming to training or missions. Kakashi stopped and started scanning the road for a certain blonde student of his. Sensei, please tell us what is wrong, begged Sakura as she felt herself nearing to tears. Suddenly they all heard a whimper. All of their heads snapped towards their right where at a short distance lay Naruto. Sasuke's eyes were as wide as saucers as he observed. Best friend. His once bright golden-colored blonde hair were now dyed red with his blood. Cuts, wound, bruises and stabs littered his body. His clothes were torn at some p. He looked more closer to death than any one of them would have liked. Naruto, yelled Kakashi. He ran to his student's side to inspect his wounds. Most of them were directed towards his face, torso and stomach, and most of them looked sari. His other two students moved beside him to see their teammate more closely. To say that they were sad and angry would be an huge understatement. Sakura looked like was at her breaking point while Sasuke looked like he was about to murder somebody. Kakashi, said a familiar voice. They all turned around to find Kurenai, the Junin leader of Team 8, along with her team, Hyuga Hinata, Inuzuka Kiba along with his pet and partner Akamaru and Aburame Shino. Just then Hinata gasped. Shino and Kiba both looked at the girl they considered as their younger sister. What's wrong, Hinata? Asked Kurenai. Naruto-kun, yelled Hinata. Kurenai's eyes snapped from the girl back to Kakashi, finally registering the bloody boy in his arm. Kurenai and the rest of Team 8 gasped at the condition Naruto was in. What the hell happened to him, Kakashi? Asked Kurenai. Well, we don't know much, but Kakas hurriedly told her and Team 8 about whatever little information they had. We need to take him to the hospital, yelled Kiba. Shino and Sasuke nodded. That's right, but first, Sakura, Hinata, the two addressed looked up. Go to the Hokage and everything that happened and tell her to come to the hospital ASAP. The two nodded to Kakashi and took off towards the Hokage tower. Kurenai, Kiba, Sasuke and Shino. 4 looked up. Clear our path and make sure no one stops us. And if we meet any of the other genin teams or any other people Naruto is close to than one of you, he said, gesturing to the genin, can stop and tell them what happened and catch up with us later, understood? When he got nods from each one of them he said, then let's go, saw. This they took off towards the hospital. The Hokage tower, Hokage's office. Paperwork and paperwork. Awesome, thought Tsunade sarcastically. She suddenly heard urgent knocking on the door. Guessing it was Shizune, she sig and said, come in. Clearing the desk a little she said, what's up, Shizu? However, she didn't complete the sentence when she heard an urgent, Hokage-sama. Which didn't belong to Shizune. She looked up and was surprised when she saw Sakura and Hinata huffing and puffing like they had just run a mile-long marathon. Hokage-sama, we need your help. Sigh. Sakura in an urgent voice. Now Sakura, what happened? Asked Tsunade. It's Naruto-kun, said Hinata. Now what did that brat do this time? Paint a shop or maybe? Tsunade started guessing what prank Naruto might have pulled this time, a smile starting to form on her face at the thought of her godson. No, not at all, said Sakura. Then she and Hinata told the Godime Hokage everything. What? Yelled Tsunade. To say that she was angry would be a horrible understate. She looked like she could erupt like a volcano at any second. Those idiotic villagers. They dare to try and hurt Naruto. They hurt her Gaki. We need you to help heal him. Please help him, pleaded Hinata. Of course I will help you, said Tsunade. She meant why wouldn't she? Naruto was the reason she returned the village in the first place. She yelled. Shizune. And Shizune came in running. We are going to the hospital and no questions. She then went running with the others following. If anything happened to Naruto, then to hell with the necklace which caused the death of her loved ones. At the hospital, as Kakashi had expected, they ran into Team 9, Team 10 and Iruka on the way here, and the 3 genin remained back. Explain what happened. Meanwhile, Naruto had been rushed into the About 10 minutes later, the rest of the teams and Iruka came in. Where's Naruto? Asked Sasuke. In the replied Kakashi. Asuma and Kurenai hugged. After 5 minutes silence, Lee spoke up. Why? He asked, drawing everyone's attention to him. Why? Why him? Why Naruto? And why now? The Junin leaders looked at each other and sighed. We knew this day would come, but I think we should wait for Sakura and Hinata to, so we have to say this only once. Everyone nodded. After 2 minutes, Tsunade burst into the waiting room along with Shizune, Sakura and Hinata. She was saying something that sounded like, I already have a lot of troubles. Like taking down Orochimaru, the council, plus today is the visit of the Kozeka. Tsunade sud. Froze. Lady Tsunade, said Shizune, and Tsunade snapped out of it. Shit, she muttered, and raising her voice she said, Kakashi, Guy and Shizune go to the village gate pronto. I forgot, but today the Cage is supposed to visit us. The Cage? You mean Gaara? Asked Shikamaru. Tsunade nodded and said, yes, and along with him would be his siblings Temari and Kankuro. Tell them what happened and them here. Hi, Tsunade-sama, the 3 said and disappeared. With that done, Tsunade went into the waiting room to save her Gaki. I think Gaara is going to go on a killing rampage soon as he sees Naruto, said Shikamaru while sighing. Plus, since we are Konoha ninjas, it will be our duty to stop him, and as much as I hate it and would love to see those hurting, we will have to be ready. How troublesome. At Konoha's gate. Ah, here they come, said Shizune. Kakashi and Guy looked up to see that indeed coming into their view were the envoys and the Cage of Sunagaku. If you look close, then you can see a blonde girl with her hair up in 4 ponytails and a giant fan over her back. A redhead dressed in cage clothes with a gourd over his back. A hooded man painted face carrying a puppet on his back. Let's go greet them, said Kakashi. So they all went outside the gate. After greeting each other, Kankuro asked, not to be rude or anything, but isn't it like a cage of a village? Should meet a visiting cage. You actually asked an important question, Lord Kankuro. However, right now our Hokage is unavailable, said Kakashi. He then explained the situation to them. Temari and Kankuro were both sad and furious, while Gaara looked like he could kill somebody. Take me to him, said Gaara. Take me to Naruto. Kakashi bowed and said, that is what our orders said. Well. Quickly they sushin to the hospital. Waiting room, Konoha Hospital. As they sushin to the waiting room, the Sand siblings looked around and saw all the genin huddled together, with the Junin looking like they were waiting for someone. Quote, said Sasuke. We were starting to think that Gaara went on a killing rampage, said Tenten. Hey guys, were you waiting for us? Asked Kankuro. Yeah, said Ino. Asuma-sensei and Kurenai-sensei said that they would tell us why Naruto was attacked once Kakashi-sensei and Guy-sensei came back. Hearing this, Tamari turned to the Junin with a look which said, "What the hell? You guys know the reason?" She asked in disbelief. "It's pretty simple actually," said Shikamaru. Everyone turned to Shikamaru with surprised looks on their faces. "You knew?" asked the Junin in surprise. Shikamaru just shrugged and said, "Yeah." "Well, Shikamaru, why don't you tell us what you know then?" "Huh," said Asuma. Shikamaru just sighed and said, "Fine," before starting to explain. "Well, I noticed the looks of and hatred that Naruto got on a daily basis, along with the mutters of monster and demon fox, and many more things. Plus, I want to ask you all a question. Do you remember the Kyuubi?" asked Shikamaru. "Yeah, aid Sakura. He was the fox that attacked Konoha nearly 13 years ago. The Yondaime Hokage died while killing it." "That is true," said Shikamaru, "all except the kill part. You see, I was a bit suspicious when everyone called Naruto Demon Fox, and so I did a little research and I found out that a Biju or tailed beast could not be killed as it I 90% out of chakra and only 10% of matter, and so the nine-tailed fox or any other Biju could only be sealed and not killed. But as the tailed beasts have huge quantities of, they cannot be sealed inside an adult as they would die from the excessive chakra, and so on the fateful night when the Kyuubi attacked, it was not killed, instead it was inside a newborn baby. And that newborn baby was Naruto." The genin were all shocked to hear this except for Gaara, who already knew. But, why Naruto?" asked Ino. "Why not some other child?" "Simple," said Shikamaru. "The Hokage did not want any other family to give up something he himself couldn't." The genin were all confused with what he meant, even Gaara. Suddenly Neji's eyes widened. "You mean that?" Shikamaru nodded. "Yes, Naruto is the son of the Yondaime Hokage, Namikaze Minato, and his wife, Uzumaki Kushina." Everyone's eyes widened at this fact. The genin looked their teachers for confirmation. Kakashi nodded and said, "Yes, everything Shikamaru said just now is very true." Everyone became silent. Sakura then asked the question which was on everybody's minds, "But then why? Why would they treat Naruto like trash when he was the only th between the fox and the village?" "Because," replied Asuma, "some people are just too blind to see the truth." Kurenai nodded and said, "Yes, plus it is council's fault. They leaked the information of Naruto the Jinchuriki just a few days after the attack, and with Naruto being a boy with a big heart and the villagers being blinded by hatred, he became the perfect scapegoat." After a few seconds, Gaara said, "I am going to kill them." "Gaara?" asked Tamari cautiously. "I am going to kill them," repeated Gaara. Kankuro bent down to see Gaara's fa. Gasped. The look on Gaara's face was the same as the one he had while fighting Sasuke and Naruto during Orochimaru's invasion of Konoha. It was a look of hatred and lust. Gaara felt a hand on his shoulder and looked up to see Sasuke. "As much as I would love that. It is just like Kurenai-sensei said, the Dobi has a big heart and so we need to protect him. Plus, if you go on a killing streak, it would strain the relationship between Konoha and Suna," said Sasuke. Suddenly Jiraiya, the toad Sannin in Naruto's curry teacher, jumped through the window and said, "I am sorry I am late. Where is Naruto and what is the Kazekage doing here?" Kakashi just sighed and explained. "Wait, weren't you the fourth Hokage's teacher as well?" asked Ino. Jiraiya was about to launch into his introduction song when suddenly kunai whizzed past him. Jiraiya froze due to fear. Everyone turned to see Sasuke, whose eyes were blazing red due to the Sharingan. "I am already in a bad mood, so do not me off further," said Sasuke. Jiraiya just nodded and everybody sat down quietly, waiting for the surgery to be over. 1.5 hours later. "What's taking them so long?" asked Hyuga Neji impatiently. "They have been in there for almost 2 hours." Everyone nodded. "I hope that Naruto will be alright," said Tent. "Do not worry, oh beautiful flower of Team Guy. Naruto's fire of youth rivals my own. He will come out just fine," said Lee while giving a good guy pose, glitter and all. He was about to say something else when suddenly a kunai passed him, missing his face by only a hair's distance. Everyone again turned to Sasuke, who had once again activated his Sharingan. I have said this once and I will not say it again. I am already in a bad mood, so do not piss further, said Sasuke in a dangerous voice. Lee gulped and nodded. Suddenly the operation room's door burst open and out came Tsunade. Everybody gathered around her. So is he all right? Asked Asuma. Tsunade nodded. Yeah, his condition is stable. Though his heart stopped thrice during the surgery. I swear when I find the ones who did we'll make sure they go through hell. Said Tsunade. I mean, I have never seen anybody hurt this bad. Lady Hokage, said Gaara. Tsunade turned towards him. Oh. Lord Kazekage. I apologize for the wait, said Tsunade while bowing. No, it's fine. I was asking about what exactly are Uzumaki's injuries and how long will it take for him recover, said Gaara. This time it was Shizune who answered. Most, as Kakashi would have already told you, were directed towards his face, torso and stomach. Along with the external wounds, were a few internal wounds as well. His heart looked like somebody had deep-fried it. Hearing this, Gaara's anger renewed. He felt a hand on his shoulder and turned to see Kankuro shaking his head as if telling him to calm down. Tsunade started speaking everyone's attention. I doubt that the villagers would stop attacking Naruto, so I would be very happy if Sasuke allowed Kakashi, Sakura and Naruto to leave with him in Uchiha part of the town. Everyone was shocked at the request. However, once snapping out of his trance, Sasuke nodded. Yes, it's fine and I would be more than happy to allow them to live with me. Said. Alright then. Kakashi and Sakura, you can start moving in tomorrow. Also go to Naruto's apartment to collect his things. Any questions? Asked Tsunade. Neji rose his hand. Tsunade nodded at him to continue. I have just one question. Why is Naruto living with Sasuke at the Uchiha compound and not with someone else? Offense meant to Sasuke or the rest of Team 7 inches, said Neji. Good question, Neji, and your answer is if we send Naruto to the Hyuga estate, your elders will make quite a ruck about it. The Inuzukas are a little, well, vicious. I don't think Naruto will be very happy to be surrounded by bugs all the time. The Naras are a little too lazy for such a big. Also don't want my Gaki to be surrounded by physicians and mind walkers all the time, so the Yamanakas are out of the question. I would also like it if my godson eats heal food, so the Akamichis are not an option. I do not think Naruto will be very happy if the first thing he finds out after waking up is that he is half a world away from his home. Suna. The rest of the people have normal families and I do not think they are in any condition to take care of a boy who has been tortured almost his entire life, said Sun. But what about us? Asked Iruka. I was just getting to you, said Tsunade. As much as Konohamaru will be happy about it, I don't think the rest of the Sarutobi clan will be happy if I send Naruto there with Asuma. Kurenai is in no place to take care of him. Guy is. Well, Guy. He also lives alone like Kurenai and will often be away on missions. K. Has the same story as Guy and Kurenai, and the same goes with Iruka. The academy will also restart in a few days. Everyone nodded. Can we go visit him? Asked Shikam. Yes, said Shizune. 2 days later. 2 days have passed and Naruto has still not shown any signs of waking up, thought Sasuke as he helped Kakashi prepare dinner. Plus only 2 days are left before his beer. Suddenly they all heard a thud from upstairs. Kakashi immediately removed his Konoha headband which covered his Sharingan and Sasuke activated his while Sakura gur a kunai from her pouch. They then all ran to Naruto's room upstairs. They all heard a crash and Sasuke broke down the door and what he saw surprised them all. Naruto was sitting on the floor. Fragments of a broken vase lay near him. He was coughing up blood. It seemed like he had just awoken and had tried to stand up but ended up falling down, resulting the thud they heard. He must have tried getting up with the help of the table but ended up knocking the vase of resulting the crashing sound. Snapping out of his trance, Kakashi yelled, Naruto, as he ran to him and helped him back on the hug. Naruto looked around him. The room was large yet simple and elegant with 2 windows on his right side, a TV, a couch, a desk with a chair, a shelf full of books and a wall completed with the wooden flooring, light orange walls and a sliding door, or what was left of it. It looked like it was designed just like Naruto. Simple yet elegant. Where am I? Asked Naruto. You're in your new room at my house in the Uchiha compound, Dobi, said Sasuke. My new room, said Naruto slowly. What do you mean B? Tem. What happened? The rest of Team 7 was taken back. You mean that you do not remember? Nothing at all, asked Sakura. Naruto shook his head. No, nothing at all. Ah. Naruto suddenly yelled out in pain. Naruto! Yelled the other 3 members of Team 7. Naruto's yelling started to quiet as he clutched his head in pain. I remember now, he said as tears began to form in his eyes. The mob. The names. The beating everything. Kakashi squeezed Naruto's. Don't worry Naruto. We will protect you, said Sasuke. Naruto eyes widened. What? No way. You don't know what you are protecting. Plus, not only the villagers but Shin. After me as well, yelled Naruto. Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura looked at each other and nodded. Naruto, said Sakura, the Junin told the Rookie 9 and Team Guy about the Kyuubi. Oh no, they are going. Me now, thought Naruto. Actually kid, he heard Kurama say, this will let you know whether they are your true friends or not. And we want to say, said Sasuke, that we will be your friends no matter what. Naruto was very surprised. You mean you don't hate me because I am the jailer of Kyuubi? Asked. Kakashi hugged Naruto. Oh Naruto, he said, we know the difference between a kunai and a scroll. That's right, said Sasuke and Sakura. We will protect you our little Otutu, they said while joining the hug. They then told Naruto about everything that happened in the days. They told him about their training, Neji nearly killing Lee for being too annoying, Sasuke and Gaara's spar and everything else they could think of. Wait, Gaara is here? Asked Naruto. Sakura nodded and said, yeah, he is here visiting as the cage. Night began to wear on and as the other 3 didn't want to leave Naruto they all decided to sleep in his room. Sakura decided to sleep on the floor in a sleeping bag. Kakashi decided to sleep on the couch and Sasuke decided to sleep on chair. Kakashi watched as his students fell asleep in a matter of minutes after they got into their sleeping arrangements. They must be really tired, thought Kakashi as he a blanket on top of Sasuke's sleeping form. He then got a blanket for himself and decided to sleep as well but not before he inspected the house for any signs of foreign. In the morning, Sasuke's home Uchiha compound. Good morning everyone, yelled Jiraiya as he sushined into Naruto's room. Sasuke woke up at the sudden noise and threw 4 kunais at his direction which missed him by a length. He froze in fear. What the hell? Yelled Sasuke. Why can't you appear normally? He asked. By now Sakura had woken up and she and Kakashi were looking at the scene in amusement while a sleepy Naruto rubbed his eyes and said, ah, good morning Ero Sennin. Jiraiya snapped back to reality and said, hello Naruto. What are you doing here Jiraiya-sama? Asked a thoroughly amused Kakashi. Ah, well you see, Tsunade wanted to go out and spend the day having fun with Konoha 12 and their Junin leaders, said Jiraiya. Naruto grimaced at the thought of having to face the villagers again. Oh come on. Everyone missed you a lot, said Jiraiya. Will you, Tsunade Ba-chan, Gaara and his siblings be there? Asked Naruto. I will be there but Tsunade and Gaara have some cage duties left and they need Temari and Konkuro's help, replied Jiraiya. Come on Naruto. It will be fun, said Sakura. Yeah, and don't worry about the villagers. Yugao, Kurenai, Asuma, Guy and I will protect you and I am pretty sure your friend help as well, said Kakashi. Sasuke nodded. Alright then, let's go, said Naruto. They all got dressed and sushined to training ground 7 where the rest of their friends and teachers were waiting for them. Hey Naruto, said Kiba. Hey Kiba, said Naruto. Once everyone had greeted each other Jiraiya said, okay then, let's go now. The day was going just fine as they went to all the shops whose owners and workers were kind to Naruto like Tenten's family weapon shop, the Yamanaka flower shop, clothing and grocery shops, Ichiraku ramen and a few others. That was when they all started feeling hungry. They all decided to go to the barbecue shop Team 10 often ate at. However, upon entering they heard the manager say, "Hey, no demons are allowed in this shop." They turned around to see the manager, a young man in his 30s with silky black hair and silver eyes standing in front of Naruto, blocking his way. Kakashi walked up to the man and said, "Excuse me, he's with us." The man turned around. Kakashi looked at his name tag. It read, Sarutobi Asuku. "I am sorry, sir, but human only shop. We don't allow demons to eat here," said Asuku. "Asuku," yelled Asuma, "do not test my patience. If you say another word against Naruto, I will allow my to kill you." As he said this, Shikamaru, Ino and Choji got into their fighting stances. Now what is this ruckus about?" asked a familiar voice. All of them turned around to see Tsunade and Gaara with Konkuro and Tamari standing beside them and a pretty woman standing behind them. "Asuku," the pretty woman said, "what is going on?" Asuku bowed. "Nothing at all, Miss Mirai. This demon here is just causing trouble," said Asuku. Suddenly Naruto yelled, "Oh, Mirai ne-chan." Mirai turned to him. Her eyes widened as she gasped, "Naru-chan," yelled Mirai. Naruto ran forward and hugged her. The rest of his friends and teachers observed the woman Naruto was hugging. She was a very beautiful woman with pale white skin, low white hair which reached her waist with bangs, violet-colored eyes and cherry-red lips. She was wearing a pale white long-sleeved dress with a violet-colored glitter belt, mesh leggings and glitter white heels with diamond earrings which were shaped like snowflakes and a violet-colored headband which was decorated with diamonds. She like the daughter of the goddess of beauty and the goddess of snow. Naruto, Mirai, do you guys know each other?" asked Tsunade. "Yeah," said Naruto. "On my 4th birthday after I was beaten up, Mirai Nichan and her younger brother. A good friend of mine who is and was the same age me, found me and took me to their home. However, a year later they both disappeared without a word. I am sorry, Naru-chan, but we received a letter about our mother, who is and was residing in the Earth country, being infected by a dangerous disease, and if we wanted to her alive we needed to go to her immediately. She is fine now but we needed to help her recover for 8 years, said Mirai. Tsunade nodded and said, "All right." Then turning to the rest she said, "This is Rorino Mirai. The daughter of an old friend of mine. She owns most of the famous restaurants. The world as well as this one. She is a chef as well as an ex-Anbu member and Junin. She is a talented medical nin and specializes in long-range attacks and strategies." Everyone was surprised at how powerful this woman was. "Sanae-chan, are you going back, and if yes then when?" asked Naruto. Mirai ruffled his hair. "I will be leaving in hour, but worry not. Yoto and I will be moving back to Konoha in a week. And as for you, Asuku, you are now officially fired. Now leave this instant if you don't want me to you to death," said Mirai with a dangerous smile. After Asuku left, Mirai called forth a woman named Rubara, a girl with light blue hair, which reached her shoulders and beautiful red eyes which were a shade darker than Kuran eyes. She was wearing a half-sleeved, black-colored, button-up coat which reached her waist with a white shirt underneath and black pants with a white bow which was pinned on the right side of her hair. "Rubara, my friend, I hereby announce you the manager of this restaurant for your skills and kindness. Now please lead our friends to for 17 inches, said Mirai. "But why 17? Asked Jiraiya. "Aren't you joining us, Haim?" he asked to Tsunade. Tsunade shook her head. "No, we still have not completed our cage duties. We had just break when we bumped into Mirai and heard a ruckus here." Saying this, Tsunade, Mirai and the Sand siblings waved at them and proceeded to leave. Rubara bowed to them, smiling a sweet smile, and asked them to follow her. She led them to their table. A few minutes later a kind woman came and took their orders. They all had a great time. The end of the meal they all said their goodbyes and went home. Uchiha compound. Upon reaching the Sasuke's house they all decided to sleep just like last night. They all changed into their pajamas and got into their sleeping arrangements. Just like last Kakashi spanned the perimeter for intruders and upon finding none went to sleep. Sasuke's home's kitchen, morning. Kakashi was cooking breakfast while Sasuke ate his cereal with milk. Sakura was taking a plate up to Naruto as he was still asleep. She had just taken 5 steps when Jiraiya appeared in front of her. She screamed out due to her surprise and dropped the plate. Thinking he was an intruder, Sasuke threw a dozen kunais and shurikens at him and Jiraiya narrowly missed each one of them. Do you have something against appearing normally? Asked Sasuke angrily. Jiraiya-sama, please don't appear out of nowhere or else one of these days it will be the reason of your death, said Kakashi. They all footsteps and looked up to see Naruto coming down. Naruto got confused when he saw Sakura clearing the mess on the floor and the kunais and shurikens, which were still plunged into the wall and the floor. What happened here? Asked Naruto. Jiraiya just laughed nervously and explained what happened. I expected better from you, Ero Sennin, said Naruto as he shook his head in mock disappointment. Whined Jiraiya. Kakashi chuckled at antics of his student and the Toad Sannin while Sasuke and Sakura just shook their heads with a smile on their faces. They never change, thought the two genin. What brings you here though, Ero Sennin? Asked Naruto. Well, Tsunade wanted to see and talk to Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura, saw Jiraiya. But what about Naruto? Asked Sasuke. He will remain outside the Hokage office, said Jiraiya. Everyone nodded and together they went to the Hokage Tower. Hokage Tower, Hokage's office. After seating Naruto outside, Tsunade performed a few complicated hand signs to make a sound barrier which would not allow anyone to hear what was hearing inside but allow them to hear what was happening outside. Well, said Tsunade, I have called you all here for a S-rank mission. At this the Junin raised their eyebrows, while the genin gave her a mixture of looks which varied from utter confusion to anger. No, said Sasuke angrily, I will not leave unguarded. Now, let's hear what Hokage-sama has to say before we get to each other's throats, shall we, said Guy. He was there with Team 8, Team 9 and Team 10 along with TH respective leaders. It will be very unyouthful of you to attack her without a youthful reason, Sasuke. A tick mark appeared on Sasuke's forehead along with Kakashi and N. Guy-sensei is right, Sasuke, said Lee. Lee. Cried out Guy. Guy-sensei. Cried out Lee. Lee. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. The two look-alikes hugged and Tsunade could have sworn she saw the sun setting on an ocean behind them. Well, getting back to business, said Shikamaru, you find who did this to Naruto, right? Tsunade nodded. Yes, she said, and as soon as the word left her mouth all hell broke loose as protests came from all of the shinobi praise. However, she said loudly and succeeding silenced them all, this mission will be divided in 3-part teams. Team 1 will consist of Hitaki Kakashi, Uchiha Sasuke and Haruno Sakura. You will all be given a mission as Team 7 with Naruto included. You will be guarding Naruto secretly while doing the mission. You will later be joined Gaara siblings as they have nearly completed all of their work in the village, though Gaara decide to stay a few more days. Team 2 is a tracking team. It will consist of Hyuga Hinata, Inuzuka Kiba, Aburame Shino, Nara Shikamaru, Maeda Guy, Rock Lee, Hyuga Neji and Tenten. You will also be by a clone of Jiraiya due to his ability to summon toads, and as we all know, toads have great tracking and fighting skills. Also, it will be a clone as I need the real Jiraiya to me with some paperwork and formalities related to Naruto's parents, and as Jiraiya was close to them I think he will be able to help me. Anyways, you will also be joined by Azuki Yugao, a female Anbu with great tracking skills. She is also a sister figure to Naruto and he is like a brother to her. She also be one of his Anbu guards who used to protect him against the villagers until he turned 6. That was when the council decided he was old enough to defend himself against villagers and shinobi. Well, it wasn't like the guards were able to help much anyways, and don't get me wrong, they did everything in their power to protect him. However, the time the council somehow managed to summon them right before Naruto was attacked. Oh well, where was I now? Oh yeah, Yugao's codename is Cat. Now as for Team 3, it is an info-gathering team. It will consist of Yamanaka Ino, Akamichi Choji, Yuhi Kurenai and Sarutobi Asuma. You will be joined by Mitarashi Anko, from the ANBU's T&I, Torture and Interrogation Department. She is also a sister figure to Naruto and he is like a brother to her. She also used to be one of his Anbu guard. Used to protect him against the villagers until he turned 6. She is also the ex-student of Orochimaru and the wielder of the curse mark. She is also known as Snake. UW. Be joined by another clone of Jiraiya due to his vast spy network. Any questions? Sakura rose her hand. Tsunade nodded at her to continue. Tsunade-sama, what mission will we be getting? Asked Sakura. Oh, I nearly forgot. The mission you will be G. Should be ranked as a D rank mission, but as this will be a little difficult for Naruto as he will be needing to tell about the Kyuubi, I wrote it down as a B rank mission. Well, started a few days ago with Konohamaru, Moegi and Udon continuously pestering Iruka about Naruto's whereabouts, and as soon as they got to know what happened to Hai, which was through a drunken man, they all went into hiding together due to their anger and hatred for the villagers and their sadness for Naruto, the boy they all looked you. Their leader and Aniki. And now Iruka is having the time of his life having to search for them through the entire Konoha, ended Tsunade sarcastically. Everybody just chuckled. Poor Iruka, said Kakashi. Hinata, Hiba, Shino, Ino, Shikamaru, Choji, Lee, Neji and Tenten looked at him confused at the pet name. The Junin-ju chuckled again while Sasuke and Sakura explained. You see, Kakashi-sensei and Iruka-sensei are together, said Sakura. Ino's eyes widened. Together, as in a couple. As Ino. Sasuke nodded and said, yeah, and you might not know this but Genma-san and Rado-san are together as well. What? Said Shikamaru. Even I didn't know about this. Anyway, your mission is to keep the villagers at bay and find those 3 brats and explain the situation to them. Understood, said Tsunade. Once everybody nodded, Sue said, good, now then. Cat, Snake. 2 women sushined into the room. The first woman wore a cat mask along with the standard Anbu uniform. She had waist-length purple hair with bangs which lay free. Other woman wore a snake mask along with a black t-shirt, knee-length orange skirt, yellow thigh-long trench coat and black battle boots. She had short purple hair which tied in a high pony. Azuki Yugao and Mitarashi Anko, you 2 have been chosen for the tracking team and info-gathering team respectively to find the mob that attacked Uzumaki Naruto on 5th October. You may now remove your masks, said Tsunade. Both women did as asked. Yugao, you are teamed with Hyuga Hinata, Inazuka Kiba, Aburame Shino, Nara Shikamaru, Hyuga Neji, Tenten and a clone Jiraiya, said Tsunade. 2 Hyugas, an Inazuka, an Aburame, a Nara, a weapons mistress and the clone of the legendary Toad Sanin himself. Not bad for a tracking team, said Anko. While you, Anko, will be teamed with Lee Rock, Yamanaka Ino, Akamichi Choji, Yuhi Kurenai, Maeda Gai, Sarutobi Asuma and another clone of Jiraiya, finished Tsunade. Why? Team has got talented members as well, Anko, said Yugao. Anko nodded and said, yeah. Okay then. Go now everyone and good luck, said Tsunade. Thank you Hokage-sama, Tsunade-sama, said all the shinobi together and left. And Anko sushined out while Team 8, 9, 10 and Jiraiya left through the window while Team 7 left through the door, like normal people. Waiting room, Hokage Tower. What took you guys so long? Asked Naruto grumpily. Oh well, the Hokage wanted to talk to us about your recovery process, your mental health and stuff like that. Plus, Sasuke here asked her for a mission as we were sure you would have been bored lying about the house and sleeping for 3 days straight and she said yes, lied Kakashi. Smoothly, and as soon as Naruto heard they had a mission he began jumping up and down like a second grade kid who was going to a field trip for the first time. Really? Well, what is the mission? When are we going? Where are we going? Asked Naruto while jumping. Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura just chuckled in amusement. Furs. Down Naruto, said Sakura. Once Naruto had stopped jumping, Kakashi explained the mission to him. At the end of the explanation, Naruto wasn't smiling anymore. Instead, he just frowned and said, "Oh. Come on, Naruto. All we need to do is to find these three brats and why. Need to just explain them about the Kyuubi," said Sakura. "It's not as simple as that," said Naruto in a low voice, his voice being a mixture and sadness and was that Lonel. Suddenly, it hit Sasuke. All of his life he has been hated for something he has no control on. I mean, it's not like he asked for the Yondaime, his father, to seal the Kyuubi inside of him. Yet, Peo are still afraid of him for it. In his early childhood he had no friends whatsoever. It was not until he was 8 did he make his first friend, who was Iruka sensei, and I think when he met Choji and Shikamaru and befriended them. Until then he was always lonely, suffering alone in the darkness, thought Sasuke, and Kakashi must have thought same because he said, "Don't worry, Naruto. I am sure Asuma's nephew and his friends know the difference between a scroll and a kunai." At this Naruto smiled. "Yeah, I am. That the third Hokage's honorable grandson," he said while using finger quotes, "will surely understand, and so will his gang." Everybody smiled at this. "Now then, let's go. Kakashi. The Ninja Academy. Hey, look, isn't that Iruka sensei right?" asked Sakura while pointing towards a familiar brunette. "You're correct," said Sasuke. "Iruka sensei. Iruka sensei," yelled Naruto. Reached the Chunin teacher and hugged him. "Hello, Naruto," said Iruka while smiling. "Hello, Iruka," said Kakashi while hugging Iruka from the behind. "Hey, Kashi," said Iruka. Once his boyfriend and Naruto stopped hug him, he turned to Sasuke and Sakura and hugged them both as well. "Well, I believe that Hokage-sama has already told you what your mission is?" asked Iruka. They all nodded. "Well, I hope you all find those three soon, and best of luck for explanation, Naruto," he said while giving a double thumbs up. "Thanks, Iruka ni-chan," said Naruto. Iruka did a double take. He was very surprised that Naruto referred to his older brother. But as Naruto didn't seem to notice, he decided not to point it out. "By then, Iruka sensei," said Sakura before Team 7 ran ahead. Iruka waved at them. That Naruto saw him as an older brother. Meanwhile, with Team 2, "Okay, is everybody here?" asked Shikamaru. He looked around and saw the Hyuga cousins, Shino, Tenten, and Jiraiya's clone. "Wait, Kiba isn't here yet, and nor is the Fem. Anbu," said Tenten. Suddenly Kiba came into the clearing, the trees with Akamaru and Yugao. "Sorry we are late. We kind of took a wrong turn," said Kiba. They had all decided to meet in a clearing in the Nara part of the Forest of Death, formerly named as Training Ground 44. Shikamaru nodded and said, "It's all right." "So, plan?" asked Neji. "Well, I actually decided to talk to my dad about this to come up with the best strategy, and we decided that we should first go to the place where Team 7 found Naruto. Tsunade-sama made sure the place was barricaded, and to make sure that no one manages to erase evidence, she made some of Minato-san's and Kushina-s most trusted and close advisors and friends guard the place against civilians and shinobi alike. Them being Nara Shikaku, Yamanaka Inoichi, Akamichi Choza, Inazuka. Sum. Daughter Hana, Aburame Shibi, and Hyuga Hiyashi. She also wanted to send in most of our mothers, but sadly they pulled out of the ninja ranks years ago. Anyway, they were 2 shifts. 1 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 2 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. As it is now about 1 p.m., we will meet the set of guard, which are Nara Shikaku, my dad, Yamanaka Inoichi, Ino, and Akamichi Choza, Choji's dad, and together they are the 15th generation of the Ino Shika Cho trio, said Shikamaru. Well, thanks a lot for the knowledge and all, but what are we supposed to do once we get there? Asked Kiba. Well, you, Kiba, will use your keen sense of smell along with Akamaru to see if you can find anything. I will talk with Dad, Uncle Inoichi, and Uncle Choza to see if they had some encounters with certain people. Meanwhile, Hinata and N. guys can use Yubaya-kugan to find evidence or proof of who might be Naruto's attackers. Yugao-san can use her tracking skills as well. Jiraiya-sama, you can help us by Summoning a few toads who can help us, and Shino can use his bugs to find any chakra trails left behind by the attackers and try to follow them, said Shikamaru. This plan will work for sure, said Jiraiya as he viewed and reviewed the plan over and over again in his mind. He found no faults whatsoever. Alright then, let's go, said Shikamaru, and they all quickly left. Unknown to them, however, a root member had been following them. The person then left to warn his master, Danzo. However, he even walked 2 steps when suddenly a hand jabbed his neck and he fell down, unconscious. 6 hooded figures were walking through Konoha. They were all covered head to toe in black robes. They all walked inside the Hokage tower. There with Grace, the one lead. Them went behind Shizune and jabbed her neck, which caused her to fall down. The unknown person gently put her on the ground. He then walked and stood in front of an familiar door. Taking a deep breath, he knocked on the door. Come in, he said. Tsunade say. Slowly he turned the handle and entered. Inside he saw Jiraiya, sitting on the window ledge looking outside, and Tsunade behind mountains. Paperwork. The scene made the person smile. Well, would you look at that? Looks like Tsunade is stuck with loads of paperwork, said the unknown person. Tsunade and Jiraiya froze. They knew that voice. They could recognize it anywhere. The voice, it belonged to a comrade, a friend, a teammate. The voice belonged to the only Orochimaru of the Sannin. He threw back his hood and revealed his face. He was much more beautiful than the last time they saw him. Just imagine Orochimaru from Boruto. The new generation. Jiraiya and Tsunade stared at him in surprise and rage. Surprise because they felt something was different with him. He was looking and behaving just like he did a month before Hiruzen, the 3rd Hokage, found him experiment. People. They felt rage because this was the person who killed their sensei, Hiruzen, and nearly destroyed Konoha. Suddenly, Orochimaru kneeled in front of them and said, "Please let me explain." Tsunade nodded as she was just too dumbfounded with the situation. Jiraiya and Tsunade got the shock of their lives when Orochimaru told them that a month before he was found experimenting on people. He was kidnapped by Uchiha Madara and was kept at a unknown location. How he was forced to watch all the sins he had committed. How one day Itachi and Obito Tobi found him, and after Obito realized the truth behind Madara actions, they promised they would get him out somehow. He also told them how Itachi was under orders to kill the Uchiha clan who had been planning a coup. Told them how Dan, Tsunade's lover, and Naoki, her younger bro, were alive and were being treated by Karen, a young girl who was an Uzumaki and also Naruto's maternal cousin and one of the few who managed to sneak into his prison. Had helped keep him sane. How the last Kazekage, Gaara's father, was also alive along with his wife, Karura. Well, now I have a little surprise for you guys, said Orochimaru. Then turning to the door he said, "You can come in now." Soon 5 people came into the room, and once removed their hoods, Jiraiya nearly fell out of the window while Tsunade nearly fell out of her chair. In front of them was standing a smiling Shodime, Senju Hashirama, a smirking Nadaime, Senju Tobirama, an amused Sandame, Sarutobi Hiruzen, a happy Yondaime, Namikaze Minato, and a cheekily grinning Uzumaki Kushina, the form container, jailer of Kyuubi no Kitsune. Tsunade stared and kept staring. Hey, said Minato. Grandfather, granduncle, sensei, Minato, Kushina. What? How are you guys alive? I thought you guys were dead, said Tsunade. Oh well, you see, a few days ago we were all sitting in the Shinigami's stomach, and yes, Kushina was there as well, and how she got there only she and knows, and maybe the Shinigami himself. Anyway, so suddenly a light flashed, and the next thing we all knew was that we were standing in front of the Shinigami. He asked. We wanted to go back to the earth, and what was the reason of our answer? We gave our answers, and he said that our reasons are noble, and he told us that he was sending back to the world of living as a danger was approaching, and that once we were back on earth we would live as a mortal and die as a mortal. But as he could not just telep there, he decided to send us to a person who was very hurt and close to us, and well, he teleported us to where Rochi-kun was. We heard his story and decided to help him. We freed him and his friends from that hellhole. We then got Tachi-kun and Obi of the Akatsuki or something, but as the wounded were too hurt we decided to take refuge at Suna. Their present Kazekage is a very good person, he actually gave us perm to take refuge in his village even though he was just sent a letter as he was outside the village at the moment. We then here and as we were traveling we came across AC, where a group of children, most likely Genin or Lo Chunin, were discussing a plan. The boy speaking at the time looked a lot like Shikaku. Well, I found a root member eavesdropping, so I knocked him out and after handing him over to Ibiki-kun we came here, finished Kushina for Hiruzen. Well, it seems like the kids you saw was a tracking team I sent out to find some people for something, said Tsunade. Oh yeah, before I forget, Hitaki Sakam alive and is with wounded. Neither did he commit suicide nor did he go to the mission where he decided to prioritize his friend over his teammates rather than his village. Madara kidnapped him a day before it, said Orochimaru. What? Yelled Jiraiya. Not only was Orochimaru telling them that he was kidnapped by Madara, that he was innocent and that the 4 Hokages plus Kushina were sent back to, but also that the White Fang, also Kakashi's father, was alive. Yes, he is speaking the truth, said Tobirama. Well, now that we are done with this, tell me where the hell is my son Tsunade, said Kushina. Well, you might not like what you scrape that. You will not like what I tell you, said Jiraiya. Oh, it can't be that bad, plus I can handle a little bad news, Dadbana, believe it, said Kushina. Now I remember where Naruto got his habit of adding Dadbayo after e sentence, thought Tsunade. Out loud she said, Jiraiya is right. My dear Suna, what's wrong? Asked Hashirama. Taking a deep breath, Jiraiya said, well, you see, Naruto has gone with his friends to find Konohamaru and his friend Mo Udon to explain them about the Kyuubi. And why will he, in the name of Kami, tell them about the Kyuubi? Asked Hiruzen while narrowing his eyes. Jiraiya and Tsunade shifted uncomfortably under his gaze. I got a better question. Why would this upset us? Asked Minato. Well, it is not the statement that would upset you. It is the reason behind the statement that would, said Jay. I have another question. Why would you guys reveal who your Jinchuriki is? Don't you know how much scorn he or she would get? Asked Tobirama. Well, granduncle, do remember the council? Asked Tsunade. Tobirama nodded. Of course he remembered it. He was the one who created it along with the Ninja Academy. Well, the same council thought it would be a brilliant idea to release the information about Naruto being the Jinchuriki. And, as for your question, Minato, the villagers thou was a good idea to beat and torture for something he had no control on. I am also surprised that Sensei hasn't already told you about this. I mean, he was the Hokage D. Naruto's childhood, not me. Also, the reason he has to tell those 3 about the Kyuubi is because of a recent incident, after which we had no choice but reveal the informa about the Kyuubi and his heritage to his friends, said Tsunade. After hearing this, Minato was shaking with barely suppressed rage and sadness while Kushina had a dangerous smile on her face. Oh Shuanadi, Shinsenju-ku. In a very sweet voice. Tsunade gulped. A little too sweet. Done. Thought Tsunade with a smile on her face as she completed the last of the paperwork. It had been a month since Orochimaru had come back to the village and a lot happened since then. Minato and Kushina had been reunited with Naruto and they now had shifted to the Namikaze compound. Almost all the council was dead now. The only ones alive were the clan heads and Haruno Izaren, Sakura's mother. Tsunade had moved back to the Senju compound along with her grandfather and granduncle. They had also requested Orochimaru and Jiraiya to live with them, which they gladly accepted. What Orochimaru had failed to tell them a month ago was that Yashimaru, Gaara's uncle, was alive along with Izumi, and Uchiha Madara had kidnapped a day before T. Massacre and is now Itachi's girlfriend, along with Rin, Kakashi and Obito's ex-teammate and now Obito's girlfriend. Itachi and Obito had also told Sasuke the truth about the massacre and they all, along with their girlfriends, now lived in the Uchiha compound. Karen, Suigetsu and Jugo, kids they had rescued from Madara and the fake Orochimaru and Kabuto, now lived happily in the Namikaze compound along with Naruto and family. They had also destroyed the Sound Village and had also killed fake Orochimaru along with Kabuto. They had also killed the Akatsuki. After the killing of Danzo, the route had been disbanded and relocated. Sai, a route operative who was 13 years old, had quickly made friends with Konoha 12 and was no boyfriend. Hinata had confessed her feelings to Naruto and the said boy had accepted them and they were now a couple. Sasuke and Sakura were now together as well. Kurenai and had confessed to each other as well. Neji and Tenten were a couple as well. Temari and Shikamaru were together as well and so were Orochimaru and Tsukumo. However, because of all the commotion they could not celebrate Naruto's birthday so they all decided to celebrate it today. Tsunade had worked extra hard and fast today, she also had help from Hashirama, Tobirama and Shizune, and was able to complete her work just in time for the party. She quickly left the Hokage tower and started walking towards the Namikaze compound when she heard someone shout, "Hey Hokage-sama." She turned back and saw Ra, Karura, Yoshimaru, Gaara and Kankuro, who was waving at her. "Good evening Hokage-sama," said Gaara as they reached her. "Good evening Kazekage-san," replied Suna. The past month the Subaku family had become very close. Chatting together they all made their way through the village. They soon reached the Namikaze compound. It was very beautiful with two very pretty house and a frontia. A backyard. Today the whole compound was decorated with colorful lanterns, balloons and banners. The place was also buzzing with people, but they were all familiar fac. There were also many delicious smells of freshly cooked delicacies and one of the smells was very familiar. "Naruto's birthday can't be Naruto's without ramen now can it?" said Shikamaru as he walked towards them while holding hands with Temari. "Nope, not a chance," said Khan. While laughing. "Hey Suna, mind helping set up the tables?" said Hashirama as he carried a huge pile of plates. "No problem," said Tsunade. The rest of part passed by in AW. With everyone laughing, eating and dancing to the music. The cake was brilliant. It had the whole Konoha with the Kyuubi hovering over it in a protective way. And now it was time for the gift opening. Naruto first opened the gift he received from his parents. They had gifted him a few books on Fuinjutsu, Sealing, Kenjutsu, Weep, Taijutsu and Elemental Ninjutsu. "Naruto, from this day forth your mother and I will be teaching you all these. Your will be teaching you Fuinjutsu, Kenjutsu and Taijutsu as a. Those are the Uzumaki's specialty. I will be teaching you about Elemental Ninjutsu and if possible Hiroshin no Jutsu. I will mainly focus on you base element," said Minato. Thanked his parents while hugging them. Next he opened Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura's gift. They had gifted him a bracelet. It was made of a glittering orange metal with many jewels. Each jewel held a special pie. Op Team 7 and apparently they made it themselves. Iruka gave him a book on the 4 Hokages. Jiraiya gave him possibly one of the best gifts ever. He told him that in 2 months they were going to go to Mount Myoboku where the Toad Elders, Fukasaku and his wife, Shima, would be doing his Sage Mode training. He also promised to help in his sealing training. Tsunade gave a sweater she knitted herself. It was dark blue in color with a bright orange mini Kurama in the middle of it. Shizune gave him a scarf that she knitted herself. It was bright orange in color. Sarutobi gave him 6 books. The first was about Konoha, second Suna, third Kiri, fourth Iwa, fifth Kumo and sixth Uzushio. Hashirama and Tobirama gave him books about earth and water manipulation promising to train him along with Minato. Asuma gave him a duplicate pair of his trench knives promising to teach him air manipulation. Kurenai gave him books on Genjutsu and promised to help him with his Genjutsu training. Guy and Lee gave him dumbbells and more Taijutsu equipment and promised to help him with his Taijutsu training along with Kushina. Yugao gave him a katana, Tsukumo gave him daggers and Itachi gave him books on Shurikenjutsu and they all promised to help with his Kenjutsu training. Itachi also promised to help him in fire manipulation, along with Obito and Izumi, and gave him a few books on it. Rin gave him books on chakra control and medical ninjutsu promising to train him in medical ninjutsu. Tsunade and Shizune also decided to help. Kakashi and Tsukumo T gave him another gift. They gave him books on lightning manipulation, promising to help him in it. Kankuro promised to try and teach him the art of Suna puppet mastery, while Tamari promised to help him in wind manipulation as well. The rest of Konoha 12 plus Sai plus Gaara all gave him a photo album which contained all of their precious moments together. At the end, Naruto grinned and said, "Everyone, arigato gozaimasu." And that is the tale of Namikaze Uzumaki Naruto of Konohagakure.